captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Yes, sir. February 6th. Amazing Monday. Beautiful weekend. A fantastic weekend of sports, especially at the collegiate basketball level. The college hardwood has been shaken up this weekend. Multiple conferences getting tighter and closer instead of somebody running away with it. 34 days. 34 days until selection Sunday. The way this bracket is together just right now, looking to be one of the best March Madnesses since the King and the Duck. You're listening to Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. Today, on this Monday, we will recap this weekend, everything that happens, and what it means moving forward. We will also take a quick, small, eensy-weensy little preview at how the bracket is this very moment. Teams that are sneaking in the back door, and a couple matchups that, if the tournament started right now, intrigue me. Also, I want to go over I want to go over some of the standings in these different conferences in college basketball. The Mount West, for instance, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the Big East, the ACC, even the Big Ten. I'm full of mucus. But these conferences, they're getting tighter than ever. Just to start off with the ACC, if I would have told you in November, Clemson, Virginia, Pittsburgh, North Carolina State, and Miami would be above Duke, North Carolina, would you have believed me? That's the way it is sitting right now. Clemson, Virginia, Pittsburgh, all 3-loss teams at 1, 2, and 3. North Carolina State and Miami and Duke all have 4 losses. UNC with 5. That's conference play losses. North Carolina State on the longest streak in that conference. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Well, all the way at the bottom, you have Georgia Tech with a 9-game losing streak. I should have blew my nose before I started this show. I didn't know it was this crucial till I started talking. Woo. The Big 12 now has Texas sitting atop it with Iowa State's beneath them at second. Texas is 8-2 in the conference, winners of 2 straight. Those 2 wins in a row came against top 15 teams in the country, and tonight they're going against Kansas on the road. Can they make it 3 in a row against top 15 teams? I know Kansas will drop a tad, but I don't think they'll drop out of the top 15. I think they'll go from like 8 to 14. Honestly, I lost all hope and faith in Kansas. They shouldn't even be ranked to me. They shouldn't even make the tournament. That's a joke. However, Kansas is definitely a team that went from my top 10 to probably won't be in my top 10 the rest of the season. 6-4 in conference play. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 teams: Baylor, TCU, Kansas, and Kansas State, all at 6-4 in conference play with them. However, it's not a good look. 17-6 for Bill Self. 18-5 for Bill Self. That's Baylor at 17-6. They're doing good at home. They're 11-1 at home. It's the road games, 4-3, that's killing them. Um, Another tough loss against Iowa State. Watching that Kansas game, they just didn't look to have the experience or the poise or all of those words that you use for a Kansas team. Usually, they went down by about 5 or 7 early and proceeded the rest of the first half to jack up as many bad threes as possible. Inexperience, lacks poise. That 5 point lead blew up to 15 due to the horrible shot selection and simply put, the bricks they were putting up. I was disappointed in Kansas's performance. Even if they would have lost, I would have liked for them to attack the basket, get better shots, maybe even pull up some mid ranges. Not everybody can shoot threes. I know everybody thinks and wants to shoot threes, but I'm getting tired of everybody trying to shoot threes. Can we get some basketball going? Some real life basketball, man. 1-on-1, a mano, man. You ain't stopping me from getting to the hole, man. Unless you foul me. Get some people in foul trouble, get to the line, get some things rolling. Texas, impressive win over Kansas State. Again, they take on Kansas tonight. I am tempted, very tempted, to take Texas on the road tonight, +4 in Kansas, taking on the Jayhawks. However, I will get to my bets a little bit later. Um, Texas, though, hats off, first place in the Big 12, especially with all the gravy going on with your program this year, with Chris Beard and all that, and the interim head coach stepping in, leading this team to a 19-4 record. It's impressive. Hats off to them one more time. Moving over to the Big East, you got Xavier, you got Marquette at 11-2. Both teams 19-5. Marquette winners of 5 straight. Xavier winners of 2 straight. Providence and Creighton. Creighton 15-8 overall. You thought they were dead. 9-3 in conference play. Putting it all together. Becoming the team you thought they were before the season started. Off to a slow start, Creighton did, but I think they're rolling right now, man. Winners of 6 straight. They're 9-3 in conference play in 4th place, tied with Providence in 3rd place. It's crazy. I thought Creighton was dead coming into January. Even middle of January is when they turned it around. But you also have teams like Seton Hall at 15-9, 8-5 in conference. And then what happened to UConn? 7-6 in conference play. I think this weekend was the first time they were able to put 2 games in a row together since 2023 started. Winners of 2 straight. Took down Georgetown, beat them by 5. However, could not cover the 13.5 for ya boy. It's cool though. Georgetown 1-12 in conference play. You see how I just said that and then let you think about it. Damn, Georgetown 1-12. God damn. What they doing over there? Xavier and Marquette. I got money on Marquette, Xavier, and Providence all to win the Big East individually. So I'm looking good. They are in the top 3 there. Providence being 12-0 at home is very impressive. I forget who they lost to this weekend. I think it was Xavier on the road. Could be wrong about that. I don't think y'all want me to talk about the Big South, even though I have been watching this conference pretty closely. Radford, UNC, Asheville. I'll just say this real quick. Radford, winners of 9 straight. Yes, 9 straight. UNC, Asheville, 10-0 at home. Both of these teams are 10-2 in conference play and sitting atop the conference. Longwood and Gardner-Webb, 13-11. However, winners of 5 straight. Sneaking up the ladder at 8-4. Them and Longwood at 8-4, 3rd and 4th place. It's going to be a tight race between these 4 teams to the finish. 2 games separate 1 through 4. So it's gonna be interesting to see the Big South how it turns out and which one of these teams make it to the tournament. The Big Ten, Indiana, taking down Purdue Ski. You got Purdue still 22-2 overall on the season, 11-2 conference play. I don't see anybody catching Purdue. They'd have to drop 2 or 3 straight. There's only about 8 games left. I don't see them dropping 2 or 3 games straight. They might drop another game. I don't even see them losing 2 more games this season. They might drop 1 more. I haven't looked at their schedule specifically. I know they have Indiana one more time, but that time it'll be at home. Hopefully DJ and his boys are not reffing that. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Respects to you, DJ. Go ahead and get that moolah when you can. I'll be seeing you, boy. Big Ten, I think it's pretty much locked up for Purdue. You got Rutgers behind them at 8-4. However, Purdue's 11-2. Rutgers already beat Purdue, so if they can get tired, if Purdue somehow loses 2 and Rutgers don't lose another one, that would be interesting for Rutgers after a 30-year drought from 91 to 2020, finally being a powerhouse in the Big Ten basketball. You got a number of teams: Indiana, Illinois, Northwestern, Maryland somehow, Iowa, and Michigan, all at 7-5, taking up 3rd through, it looks like 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8th. 3 through 8th. It's taken up by excuse me. Lord have mercy. Whew. Type of sneeze make you not want to ever go live again to start editing this thing, huh? Thank y'all for the God bless yous. That one cleared up the sinuses. Am I right? You're listening to Captain by a Hook. I got to regroup and everything after that one with the Red Beard, Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. I'm just breaking down a few of the standings in collegiate basketball. On the Big Ten right now, like I said, between 2 and 8, it's pretty much one game apart. Whew, Lord. I should have blew my nose before I came on this day. I didn't know it was, I even had a like, all morning, nothing was wrong. All right. Just ruined this whole segment. Here we go. Rutgers, 8-4, 2nd place behind Purdue. I don't see anybody catching Purdue. Illinois have been hot lately. Lost against Iowa by 1 on the road this weekend. Can't really put that against them too much. This Big Ten, anybody could win any game. God damn. Give me a second, bro. I don't know. I apologize. We about to go to commercial break. I know we have no commercials, so y'all just gonna see a blank room for 60 seconds probably. All right. Welcome back to Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dives. Hope you enjoyed that commercial. Show brought to you by... I was about to think of a vacuum cleaner's name and do a vacuum cleaner sponsor joke. However, now that I'm cleared up, I won't tear up geared up, ready to. Y'all ain't ready for the freestyles, man. Big Ten, I think Purdue is gonna hold on going into the Big Ten tournament. Like I said, I think they only lose one or two more games, if any. Let me get to some other big ones. Charleston and Hofstra. Charleston went on that a crazy 20-1 to start the season. However, Hofstra and UNCW, both winners of 4 and 5 straight, catching them. Conference play 10-2 for Charleston, 10-2 for Hofstra as well, 9-3 for UNCW. Townsend not far behind at 8-3. That's conference seemed to be locked up, but I don't think it is anymore. Conference USA again. Florida Atlantic 22-2. Just going absolutely insane this season. 12-1 in the conference. North Texas, however, over there in Denton, and right outside of Dallas. North Texas 10-3, only 2 games behind them. Winners of 4 straight. The Horizon League, Youngstown State and Milwaukee, both with 3 losses. Northern Kentucky with 4 losses right behind them. Ivy League, those Princeton boys, 7-2. Yale 6-3 right behind them, and then a flurry of teams at 5-4. And then Columbia, losers of 8 straight, 1-8 in conference play at the bottom. Akron holding down the Mid-American with Kent State right behind them. Akron, though, winners of 8 straight, under the radar team going on a nice win streak. Toledo as well, 8-2 in conference play, winners of 7 straight. Both of those teams will definitely meet again. I'm excited to see what happens with that. Mid-Eastern, Howard and Mid-Eastern, both 6-1. Norfolk State 5-2 behind them. Drake, Missouri Valley, Drake, Southern Illinois, Belmont, and Bradley, all 10-4. Drake winners of 5 straight. Bradley winners of 4 straight. Indiana State right behind them at 9-5, with Murray State, Northern Iowa, Missouri State all at 8-6. That's a tight conference, man. Mount West. This is the conference I wanted to talk about the most. And of course, I just call it technical difficulties. The horn is blocked up today, people. I don't know what it is. I'll have to figure it out. Listening to Captain Buy a Hook with the Redbeard going over these conference standings on the Mountain West right now. San Diego State at 9-2, holding down at the top spot. Utah State, Nevada, Boise State, all 8-3, sitting at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Utah State 19-5, winners of 3 straight. I'm telling you, they gotta put some respect on Utah State's name, man. They're not even projected to make the tournament, but Boise State and New Mexico is. Get out of here. Utah State better make it, man. They need to make room for this conference. It should be at least 3 to 4 teams. Not 3. It should be at least 4 teams out of this conference that makes it. San Diego State, Utah State, Nevada with the late push. 18-6 at the moment. 8-3 in conference play. Boise State. Honestly, New Mexico, they're 19-4. 6-4, however, in conference play. If you got to put all 5, put all 5. But you better have Boise State, Utah State, San Diego State. And I can't wait to see how this finishes out. It's either Nevada or New Mexico. I want both of them to make it, but I think only one's going to make it. And honestly, they might only do 3 out of this conference. I just talked about this conference on And I didn't talk about Nevada, however. I'll have to break down Nevada if they make the tournament. I talked about San Diego State, New Mexico, Boise State, and Utah State. Might be 5 teams out the Mountain West. And if that's the case, it's going to be shaking up those people in the bracket room trying to figure out what to do with this season. Pac-12, another conference that 1 through 6 could end up winning this thing. You got UCLA still atop, barely holding on at 10-2 in Pac-12 play. Arizona right behind them at 10-3. Arizona winners of 6 straight. Right behind them, USC winners of 4 straight, 9-3 in the conference. Utah and Oregon both 5 losses. One has 9 wins, one has 8. And then Arizona State, man, disappointing. 6-1 a little over 2 weeks ago in this conference. Had a chance to beat UCLA to take a share of first place in the conference. And since then, lost 5 out of 6. Ended up at 7-6 right now. Don't think they will make the tournament anymore, even though they were definitely poised to be in it 10 days ago. It's crazy how fast things change. I don't even think them winning out could help. I mean, it might. I just know their last 3 games of the season, I think they have about 7 or 8 games left. I know the last 3 is UCLA, Arizona, USC. So if they went out, they'd have to go through that gauntlet to end the season, and that would be impressive. Can they do it? I don't think so. Colgate, 11-1 in Patriot League with Lehigh right behind them at 9-3. Over in the SEC lies the one and only remaining undefeated in conference play team, the Alabama Crimson Tide, 10-0 in Southeastern Conference play. I don't think people understand how impressive that is. Tennessee's right behind them at 8-2. Texas A&M, surprised to say this, are right behind them at 8-2 as well. And then you have Auburn and Kentucky at 7-3. Then it drops to Florida 6-4. Everybody else 5-5 are lower. Man, LSU made some noise. They started the season 12-1. They started the season 12-1. Lost 10 straight since then. 12-11 on the season now. 1-9 in conference play. Heartbreaking. I'm just bringing them up on some local tip. Kentucky 7-3. It's crazy. Kentucky this season. Very underrated and underlooked by the committee. Finally, after this weekend, sneaking into, right now they're in a play-in game against West Virginia to get into the tournament to be an 11th seed. I think this team should be in the tournament regardless. They need to finish the season strong. It just wouldn't be a tournament without Oscar Tshiebwe, I think. I don't think I'd miss him if he didn't make it. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. Contradicting. Yes, sir. You're listening to Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, Rowan Donaghy. In the Southern League, 3 teams 10-2, Furman, Stanford, and UNCG. In the Southland, 3 teams at 8-3 and 1 at 7-3. Southeastern Louisiana, Northwestern State, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and Texas A&M something else. Honestly, don't know. Let me click. I don't know who that is. Never heard of him. Yeah. Alcorn and Southern 8-2 at the top of Southwestern Atlantic. Oral Roberts. I gotta go back on my statement now. They are also undefeated in conference play. Oral Roberts 12-0, winners of 8 straight. South Dakota State 9-4 behind them. Oral Roberts, man, 21-4. I cannot wait to break them down for the tournament and see exactly what kind of numbers this team is putting up and exactly what kind of ball game they like to play. I'm looking forward to Oral Roberts in the first round of this tournament this season. Not going to lie. Southern Miss and Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. Raging Cajuns, winners of 10 straight. Southern Miss, winners of 7 straight, both 10-2 at the top of the Sun Belt, with Marshall at 8-4 right behind them. James Madison also at 8-4. Everyone called the Sun Belt the Fun Belt when it came to college football, and it was getting jumping. I forgot what team made all the noise. I don't think I see them on this basketball. Or was it James Madison? I don't know. Sun Belt, baby. Southern Miss and the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette, both 10-2 atop the conference. In the West Coast Conference. Now, I did all this to get to this to say this. St. Mary's taking full control of the West Coast Conference. It's their conference this year in Drew Timme's final season, losing on the road to St. Mary's. He did do something cool that game, however. I will touch on that in a second. However, St. Mary's 21-4 winners of 12 straight, 10-0 in conference play. Give me the St. Mary Gales a round of applause. They've been little brother in this conference for far too long. Saturday night, they took over the big brother responsibilities, at least for the week. They have to play Gonzaga again. Even if they lose that game, still a round of applause for Saturday night. Hopefully they meet for a third time in the conference tournament on a neutral site. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I hope the Gales win that one so they can just end the season saying, we ruled Gonzaga. Be a great moment for all the seniors at St. Mary's who've been watching Gonzaga bully them around for the last 4 seasons. Gonzaga. 2 things about them. Not the Gonzaga Bulldogs we are used to. I've been saying that all year. Their margin of victory has gone from 20-something the last 3 or 4 years to 11-13 this season. And Saturday night, going into overtime with the St. Mary Gales, could not cover a +3. First time on the season. They have been plus money in any game. Honestly, I don't even want to say it was disappointing, but I was on the +3. I don't know what's going on with Gonzaga. All I can think watching their game is they have no offensive flow. And they have no second or third or fourth guy. It's all Drew Timme and the others who step up periodically. Nobody's consistent. Like somebody will step up for 3 minutes and have a nice 4 plays. And all right, I did my job. Give it to Drew Timme. I'm just gonna sit in the corner. I don't know. None of them are consistently aggressive, trying to get their shot off. This weekend, a lot of things shook up in college basketball. However, I meant to say this. Drew Timme, what he did do this weekend was become the second scored the second most points in Gonzaga history. I forget the exact number. He's about 160, 100. He's 100. I remember this number. He'll have to average about 23 points a game if they have 8 games left. I should have triple checked all of this. I just assumed they had 8 games left. If he could average 23 points in those 8 games, it's like 22.5 points a game. If he averages that over the next 8 games, he will become the guy at the top of the list who has scored the most points in Gonzaga history. So shout out to Drew Timme, a 4-year guy who you just gotta root for. It's hard not to root for the man, Drew Timme. Today, the top 10 college hoops AP poll, or top 25, will come out tomorrow. I will give you my top 10 on the week after this crazy weekend of shakeup. Tomorrow, I will also break down. I might wait on the Pac-12. I might do Big East and Big South. Tomorrow will be the breakdown of the Big East and the Big South teams that I like. I'm trying to check something real quick before I close out the show. I'm gonna wait on Pac-12 only because I don't know. I might do Pac-12 tomorrow. Don't judge me. This show is already getting lost into the madness. I'm everywhere with everything. Even though I have everything organized and ready to go for the next 5 weeks. Again, 34 days until Selection Sunday. I believe Kyrie is playing with the Mavericks tonight against the Jazz. I believe is the reports I've heard. If that's the case, I don't think the bookmakers know that. Mavericks plus 9.5 against the Jazz. If Kyrie's playing, I would look that up, but I would take this plus 9.5 before I'm gonna look it up before I take it, but I like that 9.5. I like this Bucks -4. I don't know. I kind of like the Kings -5.5 over the Rockets. Clippers laying 7 against the Nets. I think that's a little too long, even though all the stuff that just happened and Durant is out. I like the Cavaliers -3 over the Wizards, giving out some NBA plays today on Captain by a Hook. Cavaliers -3 taking on the Wizards. I might do the Clippers -7. Kind of like the Spurs plus 11. Really like the Kings -5.5. Again, if Kyrie's playing, give me the Mavs plus 9.5. Bucks -4. Those would be my NBA plays for the day in college basketball. There's really only 2 good games tonight to even look at. You got Duke +4 taking on Miami. Honestly, gonna stay away from this game. ACC matchup. Love Miami. I don't love the -4. I think Miami should be a -1.5, -2 right here. However, I do think Miami wins this, and who says they can't win it by 5? Scared of the Duke +4. It's a tough spot for Duke. I know it's like, you got to play your schedule. But they came off an emotional win Saturday night. Who knows if they'll even show up 2 days later, having to fly to Miami. I don't know. I think it's a good spot for Miami, but I don't like the 4. I think it's a little big. The over-under is a little high for me as well. I'm just going to stay away completely from this game. I will attack the other big game going on tonight out of the Big 12, however. I told you earlier I was thinking about it, and I'm going to do it. Give me Texas +4 going against Kansas. I actually like Kansas. I actually like Texas to win this game, but I would take the +4 100 times before I take the money line. It is Kansas. Who knows? Maybe they bounce back. But I like Texas, winners of 2 straight against top 15 teams. I think they make it 3 straight. I think Kansas comes into the game. I think Texas will be about the 8th seed and Kansas will be about the 13, 14 seed. However, I do have a best bet of the day from my man Franklin Earl Beard Winterton. I will grab him momentarily. While I grab him, I need somebody, anybody, to hit me with the horns. Franklin Earl Beard Winterton. Franklin Earl Beard Winterton here with you on this Monday, February 6th. I can see March already. Geeked up and ready to go. My man, Rowan Dives, is on Texas +4. I'm going to stay in the same game for the best bet of the day. Give me the under 147. Texas, Kansas as my best bet of the day. The under 147. I think this is a game that struggles to get out of the 60s. I think it's a 69-67 game. Maybe 71-67. Get some late free throws. But I do not see both teams getting to the 70s. And I definitely do not see both teams getting to 74 or 75, which is what they would need to hit this over. 73-71 still lands the under. Both of these teams are historically slower than usual this season. Kansas struggles to score if their outside shot isn't dropping. And they are consistently just shooting. Even if it's not dropping, they will keep shooting. Texas slows the game down. They won a lot of games in the 60s. I think that is what happens tonight. Give me Texas winning a close one, 69-67 over Kansas. Missing a buzzer beater 3 to win it. Under 147, best bet of the day. You're listening to Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dives. Thank y'all for tuning in on this amazing Monday. Take all wagers at your own risk, and please gamble. Please. Let me just. Thank y'all for listening to Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives, on this amazing Monday. Please take all wagers at your own risk, and please gamble responsibly.